Every neighborhood has a house people avoid. A house no one dares to stare at for too long. A house children run past, while adults change the subject the moment someone mentions it. In our neighborhood, that house stood at the end of a quiet street. It was old, 2 stories high. Its walls were cracked and peeling, its railings covered in rust, and its windows had a way of making you feel as if someone was watching from inside. No one knew exactly when the house had been built. The oldest people in the neighborhood claimed it had already been standing there before they were born. For years, a lonely man lived inside. He had no family, no friends. He rarely left the house, and when he did, it was only to buy the bare essentials. He always returned before dark. He almost never spoke to anyone. Most people assumed he simply wanted to be left alone. Until one day, he disappeared. At first, nobody thought much of it. A week went by, then another. His mailbox filled up, the shutters remained closed, and soon, a terrible smell began spreading through the street. That was when someone finally called the police. When they entered the house, they found the man dead. The doctors estimated that he had been dead for nearly 20 days alone. With no one realizing he was gone, the case was closed quickly. Natural causes. The house was sealed, and everyone assumed that was the end of the story. They were wrong. A few weeks later, strange things began happening. Every night, at around 3 in the morning, a light would suddenly turn on upstairs, only for a few seconds. Then it would go out. The neighbors assumed it was an electrical fault, until the power company cut the electricity to the house. And yet, the light kept turning on. There was no electricity. No one was living inside. Still, the light came on night after night. Soon the stories began spreading. One woman claimed she had seen a shadow standing in an upstairs window. A delivery driver swore that as he passed the front door, he heard someone whisper, "Don't open it." Another neighbor began hearing footsteps upstairs every night. Slow, heavy, as if someone were walking from one room to another. But the strangest part was this: whenever anyone got close to the house, everything stopped. The light, the footsteps, the whispers, everything. As if whatever was inside was waiting for them to leave. Months passed. The house remained empty, until a young man bought it. He didn't believe in ghosts, he didn't believe in old neighborhood stories. And whenever people warned him not to live there, he laughed. "It's just an old house," he would say. Nothing more. He began renovating the property. The first day went perfectly. On the second day, one of the workers refused to go back inside. He claimed he had felt someone grab his shoulder. He turned around. There was no one there. The others laughed at him until the next day. They all heard a door slam upstairs. Not just one of them, all of them. They ran upstairs. There was nobody there. Every door was open. And yet, they had all heard the exact same sound. The renovation work stopped. But the young man refused to leave. Instead, he decided to spend the night inside the house, alone. He wanted to prove that everything was just imagination. He placed one camera in the living room, another in the hallway, and a third one facing the staircase. A little after 3 in the morning, he woke up. Something had made a noise downstairs. It sounded like someone dragging a chair across the floor. He grabbed his flashlight and looked around. Nothing. No one. Just complete silence. The next morning, he checked the footage. The first 2 cameras had stopped recording at exactly the same time. The third camera, however, had continued working, and what it captured was something he could never explain. On the staircase, for several seconds, there was a human figure, standing perfectly still, facing the camera as if it were staring directly at whoever was watching. Then, it disappeared. It didn't walk upstairs. It didn't walk downstairs. It simply vanished. The video was only shown to a handful of people. No one knows where the young man is today. He sold the house almost immediately. He never explained why. He only said one thing: I wasn't alone in there. After that, the house was empty once again. The windows were boarded up. The yard became completely overgrown, and no one ever tried to live there again. But some nights, the neighbors say they can still hear an old telephone ringing inside. Once, twice, 3 times, then silence. The most disturbing part: there isn't a telephone inside the house anymore. Not a single one. Only silence. Or at least, that's what people believe until they stand outside the gate for long enough. Because those who stay a little longer claim they hear someone whispering from behind the front door. They were late. 20 days late. Don't be late too. No one knows if it was the wind, their imagination, or something that never truly left that house. And perhaps we never will.